Hello friends, my name is Raza Masood. Today we'll discuss about a topic lesson learned register. Friend, today's topic is very important and if you are studying project management in university or you are planning to give exam of PMP, so this is a very important topic and you must have to know about this topic if you want to clear your exam related to project management, especially PMP exam. At least 3 to 4 questions will definitely be there in the exam which directly related to this topic. So you must have to understand the concept of lesson learned register. Secondly, friend, if you are a professional project manager working in any organization and you are implementing projects, so your knowledge, your thoughts should be concept should be very clear about the lesson learned or lesson learned register. So friend, let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's start. Lesson learn register. Friend, first of all, see that this topic we have taken it from the PMBOK project management body of knowledge, and the whole topic is related to project management. Lesson learn register, friend. First of all, we have to see the term what is the mean by lesson learn. If you just see this term lesson learn means, friend, whenever we finish a project, when we are going to finish a project, we must have to document lesson learn means that what are the things which goes wrong, what are the things which goes well. The purpose of making the lesson learn register is that, friend, that we can document the our mistakes and our goods, like the things which goes good, so that we must have to consider this as an opportunity and we must have to continue our good approach or good things. And whatever the mistakes we have done, so we must have to document it properly as well, so that our like first of all we shouldn't have to repeat the mistakes which we have done in the project. And also, once we make the lesson learn document, we can save it somewhere like on some shared location. Some other persons can also read the lesson learned register document, so that they can avoid the mistakes as well, so that it can be helpful for us as well in the next projects. And also it can be helpful for other project managers or other stakeholders as well, because once they will read the document, they can know that okay, these are the mistakes which we haven't which we should have to avoid it. For example, just take an example, like for example, you are implementing some project and you haven't take the opinion from the technical lead, and you just implement that project. So this was the mistake, this was a huge mistake, and this should be have to be avoided in the future. And other, if some person other read that mistake or that lesson learned, so he can avoid that mistake in his project as well. So friend, lesson learn is basically lesson learn. If you just see the term lesson learn means the things which you have learned from the project. It can be your mistakes, it can be your good things as well. So good things should be continued, should be proceed further, and the bad things or problems or mistakes which we have done in the project, it should have to be discontinued, it should have to be avoided in the next project. Normally, friend, the lesson learned register content, if we talk about, it should have to contain what should be included in the lesson learned register. Lesson learned register should have to contain the project information, like what is your project, what was the team size, first of all, actually what was the scope of the project, and how many team members were there, what were the role and team member size, and what was the description of your team. First of all, your project information should be properly documented in the lesson learn document, lesson learn register. Then your achievement mean, for example, you have completed UAT on time, project closure on time, within budget, within cost. There were very less change requests were there. So your achievement should be very well documented, very well properly documented in the lesson learned register. The next one is the project challenges. Like for example, let me give you an example. Like challenge means the problem which you have faced. One problem, like your stakeholders were very tough, they were not cooperating with you, they are not giving information to you. So various types of problems, various types of issues which you have faced in the project, it should have to be documented properly in the project. Project opportunities. Opportunities means that what are the opportunities have been created after the implementation of that project. For example, accuracy of business case and financial analysis, recommendation for future projects as well. Sometimes it happens, friend, that what happened, like if one project complete on time, so that we can get other projects from the customer as well. Many times it happens that we complete one project A only for that reason that we can get the similar types of project from the customer. So project opportunities must have to be documented properly in the lesson learned register as well. The other thing is scope management. Scope means, friend, what are the scope variances were there, what were the corrective and preventive actions were taken. So all those things like scope related things, will you face the scope creep in the project or not. So all those things should be properly documented in the lesson learned document. Schedule management, like for example, how much variance was there in the project schedule. For example, if the project schedule says that the project should be completed within 8 months, so within how many months the project was completed, what were the corrective and preventive actions were taken related to schedule management. So all these things should have to be documented in the lesson learned register. Next one is the cost management. Again, how much variances were there related to cost. For example, your budget was $5,000 and you have completed that project with $6,000 cost. So that means $1,000 cost variance is there. You must have to mention this in the lesson learned register. What are the corrective and preventive action you have taken related to cost management. The next one is the quality. How much variances are there in quality requirements. Variances means, friend, again, that for example you have defined some quality standards, so how much variances are there related to quality, and what are the corrective and preventive actions you have taken related to quality management. Then resource management, like how much you have learned about resources in your project. Like for example, you have realized that you must need that type of project at least three senior resources you must need. For example, this is your lesson learned, so you must have to document it properly in the document. Communication management should be properly documented, like what you have learned related to communication. Like for example, you have learned that the communication hierarchy should be maintained from throughout the project. Like for example, the project manager should talk to project manager, senior management should talk to senior management, the functional manager should talk to functional managers only. So this type of communication hierarchy should be very well properly documented in the lesson and document. Risk management, like risk management means, friend, that what are the risks you have faced, what are the actions you have taken to avoid the risk, and how you can compare, how you can convert the risk into opportunities. So it should have to be properly documented in your lesson learned register document. And then the procurement management also should be mentioned in the your document, like how many hardware softwares you have procured, what are the things you have procured, what was the procedure, and what are the mistakes you have made, especially mistakes, friend, what are the mistakes you have made during the procurement, so that you can avoid it in the future. Stakeholder management, for example, sometime it happens that any specific stakeholder is very tough to handle. However, sometimes it happens the stakeholder is very tough, but it is beneficial or good for your project. So how you have handled it, how you have handled the tough stakeholders, or is it will it happen that the tough stakeholders destroyed your project? So it is it true or not? So all those things should be properly documented and properly well documented and saved into the lesson learned document. So friend, the purpose of making the lesson learned register document is that it can be made in Word document, it can be made in Excel document. The main purpose of making the lesson learned document is that the good things which you have done in the project, it should have to be continued and proceed, and the bad things and the mistakes which you have made in the project, it should have to be discontinued and should be avoided in the future projects as well. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot for your time, and that's all from my side. Thank you, thanks a lot for your time.